Hey there, this is just a really quick breakdown of a redesign I just did because I saw an animation on Twitter from Hayden Cooper, or Keyframe Queen. It was a really cool animation in the way of the camera being attached to the front of a gun for an inspect animation. And so that kind of got me interested in the idea of designing something as if it's coming through like a GoPro or a camera attached to something. I had the very professional and civilized idea of just completely sticky taping a GoPro to a drill. Then I just kind of messed around with it. I took the battery out, slammed it back in, any little switches I flicked. I did some grabbing motions, kind of shook it around to get that camera movement. I think it turned out pretty well. So really quickly, looking into the Reaper project, the first layer I have is just clothing. And so this is just some like cloth movement sounds. And I've just EQ'd a bunch of frequencies out to try to get that lo-fi kind of feel. And then I've also just automated some panning and pitch just to give it a bit more movement. So this mech layer is just a bunch of metallic sweeteners from, I think, the recordists, like vintage firearms Foley. And so I have a bit crusher on it. I have just a bit of drive from Trash 2. And then I have EQ taking a lot of the frequencies out. So they're mixed pretty low, just because I got most of what I wanted from the camera on the drill, but I wanted it to sound a little better. Like I wanted it to sound low quality, like it's coming through camera audio, but I didn't want it to sound bad, if that makes any sense. So this is the camera section. It's the majority of the design. It's completely unorganized because I just took the videos, converted the audio, and then just scrubbed through it all and picked out bits I thought would sound good for what was happening on screen. And so because it came from a camera, it sounded fairly authentic. So I didn't do a whole lot to it. I just gave it a bit of saturation. I put a bit more bass in it because I wanted it to be a little more punchy and kind of emphasize that camera movement sound. I put a very light decapitator on it just to give it a bit extra. And then I denoised it because obviously recording through the camera isn't the best audio quality in the world. And again, I wanted it to sound low quality, but not bad. So it's just a mixture of sort of impacts from the drill's battery, messing around with the selector switch that, tightens or loosens. And then a lot of the movement, I literally would pick up the camera while I was recording and just shake it around or just tap it or just mess with it while it was on because I wanted a lot of that camera movement. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought I'd share because it's, I don't know, kind of a fun idea and it was an interesting challenge. And I think it turned out pretty good.